Going to England? People wishing to live in England need to know the basic law and how to behave, because people arriving in another country usually behave in a way which may be acceptable in their own country, but not in the country in which they have arrived. For example, in some countries, if a person is stopped by the police, it is normal to pay the police money. In England, a person must never do that, or they could end up in prison for bribery. In England, everyone must obey the law. Each set of laws is made by Parliament and is called an Act or a statutory instrument. Doing something forbidden by a law which protects the public is called a crime. If someone may be guilty of a crime, they can be arrested by the police. This means the police can stop a person going anywhere and force the person to go to a police station where they can be locked in a secure room. A child is a person who is less than 18 years of age. The law states if a female less than 18 years of age agrees to be touched, that agreement is not permitted by the law, so touching her will still be a crime. Do not touch any other woman or man, unless that person actually says to you in words that you may touch them. If they do, you may only touch them in the way they say. If a woman says you can hold her arm, then you can hold her arm, but you must not touch her on any other part of her body or do anything else to her unless she first gives her consent, which means she agrees to it before you do it. If a woman does not object to what you're doing or does not complain, that is not consent, so it is a crime. Sometimes, if a woman has been drinking alcohol, she cannot agree to let you touch her, so do not touch her. These laws apply even if a woman is fully clothed. If a woman wears less clothing compared to women in your own culture, she is not inviting any sexual activity. In England, the culture is less restrictive. A woman's clothing does not signal her morals. If a child or a woman smiles at you, they are not doing anything other than being polite. They are not inviting you to speak to them. You may speak to anyone, but if they turn away, do not speak to them again. The law also permits a person to speak to a child, but people may suspect you are a paedophile and report you to the police. Paedophiles are hated, so do not talk to children. If you walk past a school, do not stop to look for more than a brief moment, and you must keep walking. The school may be different to those in your own country, but if you remain there or talk to any of the children, you will be reported to the police, who will suspect you are intending to commit a sexual crime, and they will arrest you and take you to the police station. In England, simply attempting to break the law can be a crime. If you talk to a young person who is under the age of 16 and they go with you to a place without their mother or father's permission, even if the young person suggests going to that place, and even if you do not touch the young person and the young person is free to leave the place at any time, you can be arrested for the crime of kidnap. It is a crime in England to have pictures of naked children on your phone, even if they are from your own country. The police can take your phone from you for a long time and look at everything on it. The police can take your phone even if there are no pictures of naked children on it, if they think there may be naked pictures on it, or fake pictures, so you will be without your phone for a long time. If you invite someone to do something but they do not agree, if you ask them again, it may be a crime called harassment. Rape is a very serious crime. The English law says the other person must say they agree to exactly what is happening to them, and at any time they can say stop. If you do not stop when the other person says stop, you may be guilty of rape, which is a very serious sexual crime, and a guilty person can be sent to prison for many years. If you go to prison for a sexual crime, your name can be put on the sex offenders register, which means you will have to tell the police every name you have ever used, and every time you change the place where you live, and every time you go on holiday, and every address where you stay for more than 3 nights. If you do not do this, you can be sent back to prison. If the name of a person is put on the sex offenders register, it is almost impossible for them to find a legal job in England. The law can force you to go to prison. In prison, other prisoners are not able to protect their children, wives and girlfriends living at home, so they will often attack and seriously injure anyone in prison who they call chimos or womos, who have done anything to a child or a woman. The law says all prisoners must be protected from violence, but this is impossible all the time, and some prisoners will wait until they have a chance to attack and seriously injure anyone guilty of a crime against children, wives and girlfriends, or some of them may wait until they're released and later attack them. The police may suspect a person is guilty of a crime and take them to a court of law. Until a later court case date, when the court will decide if they're guilty or innocent of the crime, the court may require the person to wear an electronic tag on their arm or leg. If the person or anyone else cuts it off, they can be sent to prison. The electronic tag can track the person at any time. The court can direct the person to remain at their base all the time, or during the night, or during the day, or at any times the court decides. If the tag shows the person did not do as directed, they can be sent to prison. The electronic tag will operate wherever the person is living, including in a house, a hotel, or a military base. A police officer can ask you to tell them your true name, and if you do not do this, you may be arrested and locked behind bars. The police may stop you in the street and search you if they think you are carrying something connected to a crime. If you carry drugs, a knife, or any weapon, you can be sent to prison. In England, it is a crime to carry a weapon to protect yourself. The law allows the police to direct anyone on a street to leave the area for a certain time. You need to know what you should say to the police so they may alter their instructions to you. It is a crime of stalking if you follow someone to see where they're going or who they are meeting, and that includes doing this on a computer or a mobile phone. So be careful if you exchange messages or telephone calls with girls or women in England. Anyone who helps an illegal immigrant to enter Britain, unless officially permitted, can be arrested for a crime. The prisons in England are almost full, but some prisoners are released early to make room for new prisoners. If a person does not know the law in England, they can be guilty. Not knowing the law is not an excuse. English people expect the government to announce a new plan soon to stop illegal immigrants coming to England on boats. The government plan may alter some laws which are causing difficulties at the moment, and may then agree with other countries that they will accept people deported from England if the person's DNA contains certain characteristics which suggest they come from a particular country. This plan will overcome the deportation problem caused by illegal immigrants destroying their documents. At present, many people in England are not satisfied with the way the government is dealing with people arriving illegally. The next government may be different because the most likely replacement leader is an associate of President Trump who has similar ideas. The law in England may be changed so everyone without a British passport will be deported if they cannot prove they have lived in England for at least 10 years. This simplified explanation of the law in England is intended to prevent crime and provide some protection to British citizens.